In this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that I think you need to use for the entire next year to be able to grow your YouTube channel and your creator business and anything that you want to achieve. Use this one thing and it'll help you grow. And first, I'm going to jump over and show you some analytics to my other YouTube channel to be able to share the behind the scenes. That's what I do on this channel, and also talk about just how I'm growing your creator business. So let's jump over there and look at that. And while I'm there, I'll tell you this one thing and talk you through that process. All right, so here we are on my YouTube channel dashboard, and I just want you to look at a few things for over the last couple of months, well, actually the last year. So over here, there's a gap right here, there's a gap right here, and there's a number of different gaps that show the inconsistency that I had with creating videos. And even though you see that, you can see that it's growing, right? So over here is probably around 45 views per video, and then now, happening today is probably around 680, if I can write correctly. And so all that to say, it's not because the videos got better over the time. I might have gotten a little bit better, but it's because of this one rule. And I didn't actually understand this right here. I was making videos and doing a couple lives and things like that, but I didn't understand it. And it's not until right over here that I am starting to understand this process. And you saw, you can see a big spike from a video that kind of went off here and got me a lot of views and subscribers. But I just wanted to talk about a couple things that have changed in my mind and I think are going to be beneficial for you in your channel and your creator business. And so the first thing is going to be talking about inputs. And I'm going to talk about inputs and explain what that is. And we're going to say inputs are greater than outputs. Excuse the handwriting. I'm terrible at handwriting, but I don't really care. And I'm also terrible at spelling, so if I misspell something, sorry. So inputs right here, basically I'm talking about your day to day, right? So day to day. These are things that you're going to do on a consistent basis, and those are going to lead to the outputs. When I first started over here, a lot of the YouTubers and the gurus will tell you you need to make a video every week or 2 videos a week or something like that. And I never understood why. I just thought, okay, that's just what people do. But this concept has helped me understand this fully. And it's because my goals are the outputs. So if I think about, getting monetized, or I think about, like making a certain amount of money or growing to a certain amount of subscriber count, those outputs those goals are outputs, right? And they're also things that are out of my control. So I can't control these right here. Those are just goals and thoughts and, things that I might want to see, but I actually can't control what's going on there. And I focused on those for so long. Like I started this, I had a couple videos over here and I did a few, and then I kind of got burnt out and did this channel. Actually, I have some videos on this channel that are unlisted now. And then I kind of kicked back into it and was like, all right, I'm going to do 1 video a week. I'm going to, do some live streaming. And I just did it, but I didn't understand why. I was still looking at these outputs over here and focusing on those outputs, but I had no control over it. And I had a couple spikes here and there, not a whole lot, but there wasn't much growth. I wasn't seeing a lot of conversion, and I wasn't getting monetized. It was a slow growth. And it wasn't until I started understanding this concept that I need to focus on the inputs, not the outputs. So if I want a goal of, getting monetized and getting to, 5,000 subscribers or whatever it might be, I need to think about what kind of inputs it'll take to get there. What do I need? What structure I need? How many videos am I going to do a week? How am I going to research that? What type of videos do I need? What are the obviously what is the target audience? But then beyond YouTube, thinking about like money wise, like making money. How am I going to make money? Do I build a community? Do I build out digital products that I sell? Do I do services, coaching, that kind of stuff? And those are all elements that I've started inputting. So right now, like I obviously have YouTube, and I have this channel that I'm going to start developing more and just kind of helping share these things with you. But I also do service. So I edit for other YouTubers. So I make a good amount of money there. Then I also have a community. And so I actually have two. I have one that I just started for Grow with Andrew. It's in the link in the description below. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but you can check that out after the video. And then beyond that, I also have digital products. All right. So I've created these different avenues and, you know, income streams based off of these inputs, based off of what I'm learning about inputs. And I've seen a kind of a exponential growth in the amount of money that I'm making, to the point where I'm making around $2,000 a month now, just in the last 2 or 3 months. And, you know, a big part of that is the service. So most of that money, probably, I don't know, 85% of that money right now are coming from the service here. And that will change as I grow. Some of it will come from AdSense, some of it will come from partnerships, community will grow, digital products will grow. So like it'll shift around a bit, but I'm making up to that amount of money. And so I just wanted to share that in this video, the concept of inputs greater than outputs, inputs over outputs. And then the other thing I wanted to maybe just show here, I'm going to delete that and come down here just so I have some more room. And essentially, if you have, you know, if you think about inputs and outputs, I'll just write these down here, and then outputs. Let's say your output on this timeline. So here you are today, right? Or this is what you want, and not necessarily a timeline, but you know what you want, and then maybe this is your output. Okay, that's what your goal. That's what you're looking at. An output, the furthest you can ever go with an output is to that goal. And even if you get there, you know, that'll be successful. But a lot of times what you'll see is you actually only go here, or you maybe go here, and then you burn out. And that's what's happened to me multiple times. But if I think about inputs and I focus on my inputs and I'm not looking at this goal, a lot of times what happens is you end up way down here. And you're way past your goal, and you're moved on to a whole other level that you didn't even expect. So I just wanted to share that in this video to kind of give you a picture of what I've learned and how it's starting to benefit, you know, my entire creator business. And that's what this channel's for. I want to share some, you know, insights and behind the scenes and be able to help you guys. So I'm also creating, like I mentioned, the Grow with Andrew community. And essentially what that is my coaching program, right? So there's other YouTubers and other people that are building coaching businesses, and they're doing one-on-one coaching, and they're charging, or they're doing cohorts, and they're charging anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 for coaching, and just for, you know, a couple months. And that's great, and they probably get some really good focused, you know, coaching on that. But I know there's so many people out there that just can't pull the trigger on coaching for that expensive. And so basically I'm creating a community where that's kind of the coaching you're going to get. There'll be insights that are in there. There'll be one-on-one, you know, DMs and text threads, as well as like group calls that you can ask questions, and frequently asked questions, and comments and question threads, and sharing your work and all kinds of stuff in that community. But that is kind of how I'm, you know, positioning it as my coaching offer, where you don't have to spend, you know, your month's worth of salary on coaching for your creative business and for your YouTube channel. You can get the whole community and everything that's involved in it for the price of one meal, just once a month. And so anyway, check that out through the link in the description below. Also, if this is helpful, let me know. Put it in the comments. I want to hear your insights on, your thoughts on this process. And if you have any questions, also drop them down there. I'm going to start doing videos where I look through the questions, like on the tail end of these videos. I'll jump in there and look through the questions and answer them just live on the tail end of these videos. And that gives you a good opportunity just to get some insight into things that you're working on. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see you in the next video.